Do you work with Gen Z? And then probably you have said this too. Why can't they just pick up their phone? Or why do they have to quit so fast? And you are not alone. But the thing is, it's not about right or wrong. It really is all about understanding what is the operating system on which they are raised. If you are a millennial looking to lead, engage, or collaborate with the Gen Z, then this video is the one that you're looking for. And if you're a Gen Z who managed to stumble upon this video, then do let me know if what I'm talking about today makes sense. And do you want more millennials to hear this? Maybe your boss. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about 3 mindset shifts that enabled me and people that I work with to collaborate better with Gen Z, to move from a place of feeling frustrated to actually forming a connection with the Gen Z teammate. And this is not about sugarcoating before you jump onto that conclusion, not at all, because that's not going to work. This is about moving past the stage of burnout or being that old, out-of-touch boss that nobody really wants to listen to. And hence, hear me out. The number 1 mindset shift. We believe that Gen Z hates authority. But what they actually hate is inauthenticity. We as millennials were brought up in the era where we had to earn respect. That's what we believed, and that's how we grew up. The Gen Z is brought up differently. They are in the era of receipts. They are in the era of screenshots, in the era of cancel culture. They believe in absolute transparency. So try to manage them with the old school, I said it so logic. They begin to tune off right there and then. So what works instead? Be transparent with them. Be open with them. If you don't know something, tell them, I don't know this. Can you explain it? Be real about your process. Gen Z will respect you for your authenticity, for you being human, more than you being or wanting to be polished all the time. One of my clients, a marketing head. So we came onto this agreement that with her Gen Z teammates, she would stop giving vague feedback like rework on this. Instead, she started saying, I'm not really getting your intention here. Can you help me understand? And it just completely shifted the dialogue. Suddenly, the Gen Z was aware and talking about what are they feeling, what are they moving through, why are they thinking a certain way, where is this coming from? And that led to an open, transparent conversation, which changed the way things started to move and changed the way the Gen Z team members felt involved in the process. The second mindset shift, and so important, we believe that Gen Z is lazy. But the fact is that they are overstimulated. We were born in the era of dial-up internet. The Gen Z, from the very age of being a toddler, is 24/7 glued onto inputs. They are living in the world of distractions, notifications, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp, the list is really endless. So if your instructions aren't clear and your meetings just tend to drag on, they are mentally going to check out because their brains are fried. They don't have the bandwidth to sit there and listen to long words, long sentences, long discussions, conversations. They need more clarity. They need things to the point. So what can you do? The mindful reframe would be to give them shorter goals. Involve them in the process of co-creating. So just don't dump information on them. Invite them to co-create things with you so that they start using their mind actively and get out of the tech. And most importantly, treat their attention as a resource, not as an expectation that you're going to have it all the time. And number 3, Gen Z wants to know about the impact, not just the income. Unlike a lot of people in our generation that was driven by the money, Gen Z is driven by impact. So you have to give them a sense of why and how what they do makes a difference. And if they don't feel that, they automatically feel very disconnected. They are not involved in the process. They are not there. Doesn't mean that you have to change the task or change the mission of your organization or what you're driving. It just means that you need to tie their task to the larger meaning and enable them to see that. Help the Gen Z see the ripple effect of what they are doing. So I did that with one of the person that I was working with. So he had a lot of Gen Z team members and was working with them. And whenever then he started to end his meetings, he would say, so this is how your work, your task helped move the needle this time around. The result, the morale in the team was boosted, the engagement went up, and the retention stabilized. Do you still think Gen Z is difficult? Look, they have moved through a pandemic. They have moved through climate anxiety. They have moved through an overhaul in the way tech has taken over our lives. And all of this before they turn 25. So they are not weak, and they are definitely not soft. They're just wired a little differently. So the real question hence is, are we ready to adapt our lens? To see this difference, to acknowledge it, and work with it. So if you are working with Gen Z and you're feeling stuck, instead of trying to think about and work around how do I manage them, think about trying to understand what really drives them and start from there. If this video helped you, then subscribe to the channel. There's so much more that comes on this channel about mindful leadership, about mindfulness at your workplaces, in your personal relationships and life. And if you're someone who's struggling with working with Gen Z and you want to break past this, you need support, reach out to me for my one-on-one coaching. It's always such a pleasure to work with you and enable you to get unstuck in your lives. Watch out for the next one in my channel. Until then, take care of yourselves, and remember, looking at life, looking at things from another person's perspective sometimes is all that we need to get unstuck. That's what empathy really is all about, and it cuts across all generations. Much love to all of you. This is Shikha Pandey, your mindfulness mindset coach.